Russ, you've talked a lot through training camp and early in the season. It's going to take some time for you guys to figure it out. You sure look like a team starting to figure it out tonight.
One day at a time, man. You know, we're gonna get it together, man. We're a team, a lot of new guys, man, a lot of talent, but we'll get together.
You know, you had a play, I think it was in the first half, where you were going up, looked like it was going to be a lefty layup. Then you decided to just go ahead and dunk it. What happened there? Talk me through that.
You know, last-minute decision. You know, I've been blessed with the ability to be able to go to the basket and use my athleticism, so I decided to change it up the last minute.
You haven't had too many cases last year where you got to sit and watch a fourth quarter. You had to come back in and finish out games. What did you see from your group tonight that was able to finish that game out?
Defense, man. It all starts with defense. And that just starts from everybody, from myself all the way down to Steven, defending on a night-in, night-out basis, and that's how we win games.
Steven, you guys dominated the paint tonight, especially in that first half. What was the key on that end of the floor defensively in terms of limiting them there?
Us limiting them? What was the key? It was just mainly, it was a really good scout, to be honest. When our assistant coaches end scouting out their plays, and just pretty much we're settling. We know what we were giving up, and it was just the awareness. All the boys, they were really well aware of different players on their team, making them do different things, you know, that they're used to, that we've seen over the last scout. So that was just our main priority. That's what led to that, to be honest.
What happened in the little stuff with Middleton?
Just a blow, you know, the old battle, mate. You get a bit heated on the old floor, and yeah, that's all that happened. But it is what it is, mate. We carried on. Love the mustache, but it's well done.
Russ set you up for a few nice dunks tonight. How nice is it to have him just set you up with some easy ones?
No, yeah, they're definitely easy, but it ain't just him. It's the people that we have on the floor, which, again, it puts the defense in a really tough bind, because it's either they give up a three or they give up well, they're closing out to a really good player, or they're giving up like a dunk or something. So it's tough in that situation. And also you have him attracting a lot of attention as well, coming down. So it's easy on my end, put it that way, mate. Yeah.
2 games in a row on the road that you guys put together a really dominant defensive performance. How good is that to see in terms of building consistency?
I mean, it's good to see it. Again, there's still a lot of breakdowns that we had with first and second units. So it's good, but we still keep the bigger picture in play. Like, it ain't, you know, we treat these as like one-off situations rather than like, yeah, we're there. You know what I mean? So it's a good mindset to have, and we'll just get better from this, to be honest.
Anything else? The first quarter, my last question, that first quarter run on both ends of the floor, you guys got 9 straight stops around 16. Kind of set the tone for the entire night with both of your game plans. Is that fair to say?
Start that again.
When you had the 16-0 run there in the first quarter, that kind of set the tone on both ends of the court for what you guys wanted to do.
Yeah, they pretty much did. I think from there, I wasn't aware of the 16-point run, but like since you said it, yeah, that definitely would have helped. Getting momentum and just driving them from there. It's tough to catch up after that, you know. So yeah.
Paul, you guys have talked a lot, training camp, preseason, early games, about this is a process, figuring it out. Certainly look like you guys are getting closer to figuring things out.
Yeah. I mean, we all came, myself, Mello, a lot of other guys, Ray, Pat. We came from different situations, different programs. You know, so defensively, it was going to be different initially to start out. But over time, we was going to figure it out. We was going to start gaining, you know, momentum and starting to figure out what we're going to be defensively. And we've been showing it. And, I mean, offensively, it's going to come around. We got enough energy, or enough guys that can, you know, produce offense on this team. And you know, coach has been putting us in great situations. So offensively, we're going to be fine.
Billy kind of talked about that, especially the first half. He felt like that was almost like how he would draw it up, the way you guys played. Do you feel like that kind of set a standard of like that's the way we need to look when we play?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we were building towards that. I thought we did a great job. We've always been good defensively of guarding. Where we've been getting beat is allowing teams second and third opportunities. We've been limiting that, cutting that out, doing a better job of boxing out and rebounding, and you know, it's been showing. We're holding teams to under, you know, 50-40% shooting. We'll live with that. We'll be happy with that.
What did it do for you all tonight to see Andre have the confident game that he had tonight? He'd been struggling offensively this season so far.
Yeah, well, you know, we trying to tell Andre to shoot it. You know, don't think about it. You know, when he gets to thinking about it, is when he second guess himself, and and you know, he's not confident in that shot. You know, we're passing it to him because he's open, and he's got to shoot those.
You kind of referenced the defensive game plan and how you executed it tonight, but Giannis obviously had a big game, but he took a lot of jumpers. Did you guys kind of put him in the spots where you wanted him to be?
Yeah. You know, Giannis, his game is around that paint, and you know, he does a great job of, you know, getting himself to the paint. So that was the game plan, is making sure he beat us over top of us. He made some jump shots. You know, it was shots we got to live with, and we did. And you know, that's the only thing you can do, is make it tough for him in that paint and contest all the shots.
This morning you talked about your rotations and scrambling and communicating. What'd you think of it tonight?
You know, I thought we did a good job there. I thought we were fortunate a little bit in the first quarter or half or so, because they were 1 for 10 at one point from the three-point line. I thought they had some relatively decent looks that didn't go down. Sometimes that happens, but I thought our effort to get out there and contest shots, you know, was a good thing. And then, like I talked about with Giannis before the game, it's not one person, it's got to be your team. You know, I know we got 28, but, you know, a lot of it wasn't at the rim. You know, it was pull-up jump shots, him creating, making plays. But I thought for the most part, you know, with the number of points he's scoring in around the basket, we were able to kind of slow that down with the help of the other four guys. So I thought our help was really good, and I thought our scrambles were really good.
Once again, Adams was a force in the paint, and Russ had some great passes inside to him tonight.
Yeah, you know, I really thought we played a great game on offense in the first half. We really moved the ball well. I thought we generated high-quality shots. You know, we started out, and I think Paul made the first shot in the third quarter. We got off to a good start. Then midway through that third, we got a little bit lax. In the fourth, we had, you know, some possessions that we needed to probably clean up. But I thought for the most part, offensively, those guys did a good job of attacking their defense, because they're very aggressive. They cause a lot of turnovers. Turnovers got away from us a little bit in the fourth. You know, but I think at one point, you know, we had done a really, really nice job against an aggressive defensive team of taking care of the ball. Especially on the road, you have to do that.
Billy, you kind of alluded to this already, but with Stevens specifically, what does it do for a defense to be able to have a guy who can come up high on those screens and kind of cut off a penetrator, and then also be able to be a rim protector in other situations?
Yeah, I mean, you can have all those qualities, but you can't really do much with it unless you don't have the knowledge, the experience of where to be, you know, at a particular time. And to your point, like, he knew when to kind of be up above the break, he knew when to be back, he knew when to be, you know, helping. You know, he's got a real good understanding of those things. And Steven's a bright player, and, you know, you show him things on film and talk about different things that you need him to do to help our defense. You know, he really absorbs those things and does a really good job of applying them.
Billy, there were a couple of different possessions tonight where the ball really popped around the perimeter, extra man was found. I know that this is still a work in progress, but was that kind of the general idea of how you want this to look?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I think I was saying. It's like I was really excited there in the first half, to your point, like we were getting a lot of catch and shoot threes. Russell found people who were playing downhill at the rim. You know, even Steven got involved with rolls. We had kickouts for threes. We had shot fake drive pass. And then I thought, you know, like a little bit in the third, we kind of lost a little bit of that. You know, we got a little bit sloppy, got a little bit careless. And some of it, you know, then we come back and have a couple really, really good possessions, and then we kind of drift back. But yeah, I mean, that first half, if that's how I would love to see us play. And, you know, every defense is different, every guards differently, but for the most part, I feel like when we play like that, the floor is so spaced, it takes advantage of all those guys.
The way Russell played tonight specifically, obviously not necessarily the huge stat line, not a lot of points, but it seemed like he was aggressive while just controlling.
Yeah, like he really set the stage to me right away from in the beginning of the game. I thought he did an incredible job. One, with his intensity, how hard he was playing, but he just was very, very dominant and imposing. And it may have not been imposing on a stat line. His presence to me on the court was really imposing, because even though he kicked the ball out and created some opportunities that you're talking about, sometimes his pass went to the next pass that led to an assist. I thought he got a lot of hockey assists tonight where he passed the ball and it led to something else. But I thought like the competitive spirit and presence was there and was really helpful for us, especially playing on the road here.
Coach, another really solid game from Raymond Felton. Just what's impressed you most about him this season?
You know, just a veteran guy that's really smart and bright. He's got a great feel for the point guard spot. You know, I give him a lot of credit at times with our second unit. Sometimes there's some younger guys in there, and he's a great mentor and leader for those guys and helps those guys. You know, I totally, you know, trust him there with that group just because of the way he communicates and the job that he does with those guys. So he, you know, he's really, really valuable to our team, especially at second unit, keeping things under control.
What did you think that stretch in the third quarter did for Andre in terms of, his confidence? He had pardon me if you've been asked this already.
No, I haven't.
Where he stepped to the line.
Well, first of all, the 3-point shots. There was one late clock that he took, which was totally, I think, a great shot. There was another one, but there's times where when teams are helping off him, sometimes taking those shots is not the best thing. Sometimes driving the ball to the basket is really, really good. And he's such a good slasher and driver and creator and passer. I was really happy for him from the free throw line from the standpoint that a lot of times people don't see how hard he has worked in the offseason, in the summer, preseason. Every day he's in there working on it. And I know sometimes when people don't see results from the free throw line, it's he can't shoot free throws, but he's really worked hard. And I think I was encouraged. He had that 5-point quick swing. He made 2 free throws, then a 3, and I was happy for him because Andre works hard. I mean, he's a great team guy. He puts the work in, and when you have somebody like that, you want to see him have some success.
Billy, I know it's very early, and I know coaches think it's cliche to talk about pecking order, but should there be a pecking order? It seemed like there was an even distribution of shots behind, even with Russ not taking a lot. Should there be a pecking order between Paul and Carmelo?
Yeah, I think people want to talk about that stuff as a narrative because everybody wants to talk about can really good players coexist and can they be happy and those kind of things. And I've said this before, as long as they're moving the ball, like, Carmelo has led us in scoring all year long, and this was a game that, maybe he didn't have his best scoring output, but the guy couldn't have been any happier in the locker room, Paul just goes out there and plays and impacts the game in a lot of different ways. Russell's a point guard, so he's trying to facilitate, make everybody else around him better. I never look at it a pecking order. I look at it's a basketball game. Okay, what does the play call for us to do? And we got to make the right decision. And it doesn't make a difference, this guy, was the first option, this guy's the second option. Well, if the first and second option are taken away, then it's the third option, to go to. So I've just always believed it's the right way to play the game, and the situations dictate the passes and the things you should do with the ball. And I think we got to play like that. And I think our guys have been really, really open-minded and really, really positive about trying to figure out ways to help bring out the best in each other.